Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is English Bulletin. With me, it's Bhadra. The top stories first. Prohibitory order comes into effect in Kathmandu Valley. Government urges people to remain indoor. Coronavirus cases top 28,000 in Nepal. Death toll rises to 120. Central Bank directs banks and financial institutions not to halt essential service, tells bank to promote digital transaction. Floods threaten heritage site in China. Authorities evacuate 100,000 people living on the banks of Yangtze River. And Bayern crashes Lyon 3-0, faces PSG in Champions League final. And now, the news in detail. Prohibitory order has come in force in all 3 districts of Kathmandu Valley starting from yesterday midnight. The restriction was imposed after a rapid surge in coronavirus cases in the valley. A joint meeting of chief district officers of Kathmandu, Lalitpur and Bhaktapur held on Wednesday decided to impose the prohibitory order for 1 week across the valley. According to Janakraj Dahal, CDO of Kathmandu, all service except essential ones such as transportation of medicine, ambulance service, waste management, drinking water and food and vegetable supply, petroleum supply among others will remain shut till 26th of August. Stern actions will be taken against anyone found in the streets unnecessarily, CDO Dahal warned. CDO Dahal informed this time period will be utilized for contact tracing of COVID-19 infected people in the valley, PCR test and constructing isolation wards to curb the disease. Journalists can use the passes distributed by the Department of Information for collecting news in the valley, CDO Dahal added. The number of people infected with coronavirus in Nepal has leapfrogged to 28,900. Meanwhile, the disease has claimed 6 more lives, taking the death toll to 120. The Ministry of Health and Population yesterday confirmed that 1 person each have died due to the disease in Kathmandu, Bhadra, Morang, Bhaktapur, Chitwan and Sunsari. According to the ministry, 681 new cases of coronavirus were reported yesterday. Among them, 134 cases were confirmed in Kathmandu, 17 in Lalitpur and 8 in Bhaktapur. The ministry informed that the active cases of coronavirus currently stands at 11,118. Among them, 131 patients are undergoing treatment in ICU, while the others are kept in isolation. So far, 17,700 persons have been discharged from hospital after the recovery. The Epidemiology and Disease Control Division under the Department of Health Services is preparing to carry out a serological test after a rapid surge in COVID-19 cases throughout the country. The division decided to opt for serological test after reports of coronavirus infection and death escalated in the recent weeks. Dr. Vasudev Pandey, director at the Epidemiology and Disease Control Division, informed that the test will help identify to what extent the infection has reached. Serological tests have been used during dengue, malaria and Kala-Azar infestations. Serological tests can show the extent of a viral spread in a community and provide useful public health information.
एन्टिबडीलाई डिटेक्ट गर्नलाई सेरोलोजिकल टेस्टले डिटेक्ट गर्ने हो। सेरोलोजिकल टेस्टमा विभिन्न खालको हुन्छन्। त्यसमा चाहिँ अस्ति कुरा चलिरहेको आरडीटी र्यापिड डायग्नोस्टिक टेस्ट पनि हुने भयो। त्यसको सेन्सिटिभिटी भन्छ र स्पेसिफिसिटी त्यो चाहिँ कतिको उपयोगी हो भन्ने फरक पाटो भयो। तर त्यो खालको टेस्ट हुन्छ। जस्तै डेङ्गीमा त्यस्तो हुन्छ। कालाजारको मलेरियाको हरेकमा त्यसै आरडीटी टेस्ट परेको हुन्छ।
Swab samples of up to 90 people can be tested in the same place and the result will be out within a day.
एलाइजा भनेको एउटा टेस्ट हो जो चाहिँ 90वटा एउटा प्लेटमा हुन्छ, त्यसमा 90वटा स्याम्पलहरू एकैचोटि टेस्ट गर्न मिल्ने इन्जाइम लिङ्क इम्युनोसर्भेन्ट एसे भन्छ लामोमा, तर छोटोमा एलाइजा भन्छ। त्यो चाहिँ ब्लड लिएर ब्लडमा टेस्ट गरेर हेर्ने हो, त्यो एकै दिनमा हुने टेस्ट हो।
Dr. Pandey also requested the public to take precautionary measures to keep away from COVID-19 infections in the current scenario. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. We continue with other national news. Rescuers have recovered 6 bodies swept away by Kailash River in Acham district. Altogether, 17 persons were swept away by the flooded river in Ram Roshan Rural Municipality of Acham on Tuesday. Search for 11 missing persons is still underway, informed Saraswati Rawal, chief of the royal municipality. The flood has swept away Chandra Bahadur Saud, Basundara Saud, Nanda Saud, Ganga Saud, Nanda Singh Saud, Rupesh Saud, Joga Saud, Naveen Saud, Kabita Buddha, Amar Bahadur Shah, Pavitra Shah, Samir Shah, Lalsara Shahi, Basanta Shahi, Gauri Shah, Samjana Shah, Prapti Saud and Bima Saud. Authorities are yet to identify the bodies. 4 bodies were recovered from Jaigarh Royal Municipality, Ward number 6, while 2 bodies were found at Mangal Sen Municipality, Ward number 3, informed a local Prakash Kuwar. The river had entered Saini Bazar and nearby settlements on Tuesday following incessant rainfall. Chief District Officer of Acham, Gokarna Upadhyay, informed that the flood swept away 25 houses in those settlements. Nepalese Army, Nepal Police and the locals are involved in search for the missing. The Supreme Court has ordered the government not to implement its decision to sack the executive chairman of Nepal Press Council, Kishore Shrestha. In the order issued yesterday, the Apex Court has said that the cabinet's decision to sack Shrestha is against the Press Council Act. A single bench of Justice Ishwar Prasad Khatiyora issued the interim order yesterday. The court orders states that Press Council Board reserves that right to appoint executive chairman. It also said that the government cannot interfere into the matter by breaching its jurisdiction. And now the news from Economic Front. Nepal Rashtra Bank has requested banks and financial institutions not to block essential service during the prohibitory period. The central bank has directed all banks and financial institutions to continue providing minimum banking service as per the orders given by the local administration when prohibitory order remains in force in the valley and different parts of the country. NRB has directed banks and financial institutions to encourage electronic transactions, inform its customers about such transactions and carry out all possible service via electronic method till the extent possible to reduce the risk of infection. Central Bank has ordered the banks to stack up the ATM machines and manage its inspection. NRB's circular has also urged the banks and financial institutions to arrange facility for draft, TT and bank guarantee. We'll be taking a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international and sports news. Welcome back, and now the international news. Floods in the upper reaches of China's Yangtze River forced authorities to evacuate more than 100,000 people on Tuesday and threatened a 1,200-year-old World Heritage Site. According to Reuters, police and volunteers used sandbags to try to protect the 233-foot Leshan giant Buddha, a UNESCO World Heritage Site in southwestern Sichuan province. Muddy flood water rose over its toes for the first time since 1949, state broadcaster CCTV reported. Sichuan, through which the Yangtze River flows, raised its emergency response to the maximum level on Tuesday to cope with a new round of torrential rainfall. The Yangtze Water Resources Commission, the government body that oversees the river, declared a red alert late on Tuesday, saying water at some monitoring stations was expected to exceed guaranteed flood protection levels by over 5 meters. The Three Gorges project, a massive hydroelectric facility designed in part to tame floods on the Yangtze, was expected to see water inflows rise to 74,000 cubic meters per second on Wednesday, the highest since it was built, the Ministry of Water Resources said. Thieves' flames are ravaging Brazil's Pantanal, the world's largest wetland, approaching the region's main highway and threatening endangered species amid a near-record number of fires. Brazil's National Space Research Agency INPE has registered 3,121 fires in the first 15 days of August, nearly 5 times higher than the same period a year ago. At the current pace, fires could approach the all-time record for any month since records began in 1998. Firefighters in the area worked to douse smoldering earth that was charred black as clouds of smoke billowed hundreds of feet into the air. Roughly 8,500 square kilometers of nearly 6% of the Pantanal burned from January to July, according to government data. The Pantanal is 10 times the size of the Everglades wetlands in the U.S. states of Florida. The region is one of the most biodiverse places on the planet, with more than 4,700 plant and animal species, including threatened ones like the jaguar, according to advocacy group WWF. The region has been suffering from below-average rainfall and higher-than-average temperature in the past 30 days, according to a data provider. You are watching Janata Television, and now the latest from the world of sports. Bayern Munich powered into the Champions League final, where they will face PSG after 2 goals from Serge Gnabry, and led them to empathetic 3-0 win over Lyon on Wednesday. According to Reuters, Bayern will bid for their 6th European club triumph when they come up against Neymar and Kylian Mbappe on Sunday. The German side have convincingly beaten Chelsea, Barcelona and now Lyon in their run to the top final. The Germans are unbeaten in 2020, winning 24 of 25 matches in all competitions, and they have won every Champions League game this season. No team has ever won the Champions League with a 100% record, but while Bayern will fancy their chances, PSG's powerful attack should make for an entertaining contest. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Prohibitory order comes into effect in Kathmandu Valley. Government urges people to remain indoor. Coronavirus cases top 28,000 in Nepal. Death toll rises to 120. Central Bank tells BFIs not to halt essential service. Orders banks to promote digital transaction. Flood threaten heritage site in China. Authorities evacuate 100,000 people living on the banks of Yangtze River. And Bayern crushes Lyon 3-0, faces PSG in Champions League final. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.